I spent many years beating myself up thinking something's wrong with me. What I thought were these sort of, limitations or inability to follow the rules. And it took me a long time to kind of come to the conclusion that, like, what if my inconsistency is a feature, not a bug? Like, what if that's actually something I could lean into and it's just the way that it is, and I'm gonna, emerge from my cocoon and post a bunch of YouTube videos, and then I'll go back and I won't do any for a little while, and that's okay. So it's been a sort of process to build that self-compassion and realize my brain doesn't work like a lot of these folks. I'm Marie Poulin. I run a small from-home business with my husband, Ben. We teach workflow design. We talk a lot about productivity and kind of, working within your capacity and energy management and those sorts of topics. I have a background as a designer, currently studying permaculture. So definitely sort of systems design is a big influence in how I think about my time and how I get things done.
Very neat. And I mean, that jumps in. So, one of the things as I look at your templates, and I mean, that's how I first got to know you. You have this business that at the foundation, it looks like it's Notion templates. As you dive in, it's a way more than templates, and it seems much more around systems thinking. And I'm just wondering, what drew you to that? Like, how did you go from I'm going to start building these smaller systems and templating them into a much bigger process of how do we help people adopt systems thinking and thinking bigger picture about how they're organizing their work, their lives, all of that?
Well, it started with me being the chaotic business owner, just like clamoring to find the technology that could help me get things done, always feeling sort of burnt out, overwhelmed. There's always more to do, the to-do list that keeps growing, trying to manage, multiple clients and just always trying to figure out what the capacity is, especially if you're, a solo freelancer, you've got multiple clients on the go and you're trying to figure out there's only so much planning you can do. And then there's the humans on the other side where they have their own lives as well. And maybe they're not getting their content to you in time. And so you're taking on other clients. So it was a lot to manage. And so part of it was just figuring out how can I wrangle all these different projects and really kind of pace myself better and not overdo it. So I discovered Notion. At the time, I think we were using other tools like Asana for project management. And there was something about it. And for me, like my strong opinion about it is that it's a very, very visual tool. I would consider myself someone who's hyper visual. I think there's a reason that I was drawn into design and having an ADHD brain where things are out of sight, out of mind. If it's not in the calendar, it does not exist. If it's not visible, I forget about it, it goes away. So Notion was kind of the first tool where I found a way to sort of make my projects visible, make my work more visible in a way that was pleasing to the eye. We started developing our own internal systems, and I was just so excited that I felt so organized. I was sharing it with other people, recording small videos, recommending it to folks. And so I started to get people asking, like, hey, could you record a tutorial on this? Like, is this a thing I could pay you to do? So there was some magnetism there that I saw people seemed excited about. And I had a friend who told me, you got to start a YouTube channel. This is a lightning in a bottle moment. And I was so I'm like, here's another project. Let's just start a YouTube channel. Like, I have so much time. But I did see there's an obvious benefit when you're sharing something that is so visual. YouTube is going to be a platform that makes a lot of sense for that. So I just started shipping some YouTube videos. I said, let's try it as an experiment. I'll do one video a week for 12 weeks. And, by the end of the 12 weeks, I had people saying, if you make a course on this, I will give you money. And so it kind of went from there. So it was really me trying to solve my own problem, got really excited about the potential, and then sharing with other people what was possible. A lot of my content was just sharing my own struggles, right? It was, here's what's worked for me, here's what's not working. I think I've always been very sort of open, vulnerable. I've been blogging since I don't even know how long, 2005 maybe. So I sort of lived my life on the internet for many, many years, and I'm a very open person, and I love sharing what's working, and that's just kind of how I roll. So I think people maybe that saw themselves in me and were maybe relating to some of my sharings online, it was just sort of a natural fit that when I was sharing what worked for me, they were drawn to my content. And something kind of interesting that happened too, like I didn't know at the time when I was sharing a lot of this Notion content that maybe my brain works a little differently. And so I had a very a large amount of folks in the ADHD community that seem to love my content. And I was like, oh, what a strange coincidence. Why do so many people that have ADHD like my content? And there was just so many that I thought, okay, maybe there's something here to explore. So I actually sought diagnosis. And in 2020, I got an ADHD diagnosis, which actually helped me understand why Notion seemed to really click with my brain, and just why that out of sight, out of mind factor was so huge. And even just struggles with time and capacity were like really prominent in my life. And so having that to kind of color and give more context to my struggles allowed me to then speak to them even more honestly. Like I was able to say, now I understand my brain works a little differently. So a lot of my systems have been built to, like, some people might criticize them as being over engineered, or you're tracking too much, or you're thinking too much about these things. Whereas for me, these are very helpful structures that it might be easier for my husband, but more of a struggle for me. So I didn't realize so many of these systems were really to help me overcome these struggles. And so, of course, people with ADHD it's sort of like, if it can work for someone with ADHD, it's going to be way easier if you don't have it. But it made sense to me that that was kind of the audience, like people that are multifaceted, have many interests, having to be in charge of their own time and struggling with that. So it was just kind of a natural direction that I didn't target those folks on purpose. It was just, hey, here's what's working. And naturally, the right people were sort of finding my content.
I'm curious. Like, you exist in this space where obviously that's not what you're talking about, but you probably interact with a lot of productivity experts, productivity content, whatever you want to call it. Are there certain things you have tried down that vein of thinking that haven't worked for you? Or have you always just steered away from that type of approach?
No, I think I definitely fell victim to this sort of hustle culture, optimize every minute, trying all of the productivity apps. If I just find the right app, then I'll be, extra super productive for sure. And I was working evenings and weekends and optimizing my systems, and that sort of overly optimizing energy. I definitely was sort of immersed in that world, and sort of felt like I just needed to find the right technique and find the right book. And you read GTD, and like you follow all of these sort of productivity influencers, going through a shame spiral, being like, why are none of these techniques working for me? Like, something is wrong with me, right? And I think most people probably feel that way. And you have a lot of super high performers creating that content. So what happens when you have someone that struggles with ADHD creating that content, right? And being like really honest about, sometimes I'm really on, and sometimes I can produce a crap ton of content and things are amazing, and then I will crash, and then I will feel incredibly unproductive for maybe weeks, months at a time. I spent many years beating myself up thinking something's wrong with me, but at the same time, I could have these crazy bursts of productivity, and I could, like, when I launched Ocean Mastery, the first version of it, I think I built in 3 months. I mean, right now it's a beast of a program, and it's taken years and years. We refine the content constantly, but it was a burst of inspiration that may never strike me ever again. But what I was able to produce in that time with the right motivation and just the excitement that was there was incredible. So I'm like, why am I able to? Can I harness that burst? Like, what if I could? It's not sustainable. So I think a lot of folks always think that we should be always growing, or you're dying. Like, you're either like 2xing, 10xing your business, or your business is failing. And I actually think it's a lot more cyclical, right? Like seasonal, that things go dormant in the winter. Rest is part of the cycle. And we forget that rest and stillness is actually part of the process, right? If your mind is never still, you're never reflecting on, is this the work that I should be doing? Is this the work that's aligned with my strengths in the best way? Is this where my focus should be? And I think without that, it's really easy to be led astray. So there's a long-winded way of answering your question, but I definitely felt the pressure of a lot of that messaging, a lot of self-doubt. Why is this not working? I feel like that's why the ADHD diagnosis helped me understand, oh, my brain works differently. I am motivated differently. And what I've thought of as being values aligned in my business is partially true, but it's also been, I have to design my business around my energy levels, or it will not work.
I think you've built something really unique. You've tapped into a really great and healthy approach that a lot of people need. It's
No,
really
thank
great.
you.